Y'all. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. All right, all right. We are going to go ahead and jump in. Welcome to tonight's class. Where's my camera at? There I am. There we go. Okay. Ooh, this lighting. Why do I feel so like it's dark? Hold on. Let's see if I can get it a little bit brighter. You know what? It might not get brighter, but that's okay. That's totally fine. I forgot I moved. I normally have a light that's set up right behind my computer, but I moved it. So we're gonna roll with it. It'll be okay. Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Kay Marie, and welcome to tonight's class. We're gonna be talking about leads to profit. So how to grow your email list and turn followers into paying clients. So do me a favor, drop in the chat. If you have an email list, drop email. If you don't have one, drop not yet. Either way, it's totally fine. If you already have an email list, drop email in the chat. If you have one, this is going to help you start to turn your email list into paying client to kind of see where you may be leaving some money on the table. If you do not have an email list, you can drop not yet in the chat. And this is great for you because you're going to see you're going to see and hear about all the mistakes that the rest of us made when we started our email list. And we're going to save you a whole lot of time tonight. Okay. So if you have not started one yet, like you are still in the right place because you are getting to skip the errors and skip the mistakes and kind of take some of those shortcuts. And so you are still in the right place. Okay. So I like to start off every single one of my classes with this slide. If you've been in one of my classes before, you've seen this slide before. This is my why me slide. Okay. When I teach, I like to tell people why me, why I'm qualified. There's a lot of teachers online. There's a lot of different people saying a lot of different things. And so I have to make sure that I put my stake in the ground for my credibility, but also where I'm coming from. Because the thing with business, right? Because it's not just people are qualified, people are unqualified. On a deeper level, it's that you can go to a class by 10 different coaches, and each coach could be teaching about email marketing, and each of them has a completely different approach. And it doesn't mean that anybody is wrong. All 10 of those approaches could work. So, there's more than one way to skin a cat, is what we say here in the South. I'm based in Georgia, north of Atlanta. So I'm in the country. Like, I'm next to the mountains. Okay. So we would say there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to milk a cow. Not really sure how accurate that is, but and I won't be skinning any cats soon. But yeah, I like to share just a little bit of my background. So, I was 7 years full time as a service based business owner and 5 years full time as a coach before joining the team here. I still coach, just not full time like I used to. I coach, well, I guess I still coach full time, but it's inside of the team. Okay. But I was on my own for quite some time prior to that. I've had over 1,000 service clients. So, business to business is what B2B stands for. That means that all of those clients were business owners, entrepreneurs in various ranges. Some of them were completely new, had nothing. Some of them were six figure business owners, multi six figure business owners. Some of them had brick and mortar locations, some of them were all virtual. So, just a lot of different variation there. But have spoken to and worked with a lot of business owners. I've made over six figures on 5 different business platforms individually. Okay. I'm going to talk to you today about technology and what technology you need to grow your email list. And I'm going to share with you the system that I currently use to do my email marketing. And I just want to let y'all know that it is not biased. Okay. I have used all the systems you see here in the parentheses, as well as others, additional systems. Some of these may sound familiar to you. Specifically, when it comes to email marketing, the two that I've used that are not listed in this list are ConvertKit and MailChimp. Oh, you know what? I've used ActiveCampaign as well. I did not like it, but I've used ActiveCampaign, Aweber, ConvertKit, MailChimp. What other email systems? Kajabi and Kartra have email built in. Squarespace has email built in now, but it's not that great. And Wix has email built in, but it's not that great. So, yeah, I've used a lot of different platforms. Okay. So, I could give my opinion, I could give my recommendations. If you're using any of those platforms currently, I could give recommendations and insight there as well. I've booked over 100 high ticket clients with and without sales calls. Okay. I love sales. I love sales. And it's not all about money, right? The numbers are exciting. It's like, "Ooh, I just sold such and such amount of packages," or "I just sold such and such dollar amount, to one person." That part is exciting, but the reason why I love sales is because I love helping people solve problems. I like to solve problems. I'm a problem solver. But I love helping people solve their problems. And that's what sales is. It's talking to someone who's having an issue, finding something that could help them, whether it's something that I have or something that somebody else has, but finding something that can help them and connecting them to their solution, and then them making an investment in themselves for something better. And so when you look at sales in that way, it becomes a lot more exciting and it becomes a lot more fulfilling, because sales is you connecting someone to a solution. Like I said, whether it's yours or not, right? I've done sales where I've referred people out to other coaches or other service providers because it's not something that I offer, but it's still a very exciting thing for me. So I'm a sales lover. And then I am a mom of a 2 year old and a 4 year old. So I have two kids, a 2 year old and a 4 year old. The 4 year old is a girl, the 2 year old is a boy. Um, they just, yeah, they're like a handful. Okay. They are a handful. They were two under two. So they're very close, but it depends on what the day is. It could be thick as thieves. It could be I'm putting my brother in the headlock, which was yesterday. So it just depends on what day you catch them on. But I share that to say that I have a pretty busy life as far as being a mom and cooking and cleaning and all those things and still running my business. And so if you are busy, whether you have children, whether you are a rich auntie, or you are a caretaker, I totally understand not having a lot of time. And so everything that I teach this class and all the other classes that I teach are very time conscious. So you'll see me talk a lot about you will hear me talk a lot about time, saving time, shortcuts, like that is my thing, okay? And it's not because I'm lazy and you wanting a shortcut and something that saves time is not because you're lazy. It's because you literally need to prioritize just different things that are going on in your life. So I totally understand, okay? I totally understand. So let's go ahead and jump right in. There are 4 pieces you need to grow your email list. Actually, no, before we get to this, I should have had a slide before this, but I've taught this before and there was no slide before this, but let me talk to y'all about this really quickly because it is, what's today? The 13th. So in 48 hours, TikTok is supposed to disappear. Okay, y'all know about the TikTok ban? Just drop yes in the chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They're banning, the United States is banning TikTok, supposedly. That ban, they've been going back and forth about it since last year. That ban is supposed to take place on the 15th of January, which is happening in 48 hours. Okay. There are so many people who have built these massive platforms on TikTok. There are so many people who have found their audience on TikTok that have taken the time to create content, show up there consistently, and give their time and effort towards creating quality content and providing solutions and things to people on TikTok, right? I promise you, 90% of those people do not have an email list. And what's going to happen in 48 hours? If TikTok is really banned in 48 hours, those people are going to lose every single thing they've built. This is why you need an email list. Okay. This is why you need an email list. Because if they had been growing an email list at the same time that they were growing their TikTok audience, then they would have a backup. If TikTok gets banned in 2 days, they still have their email list so they can still communicate with this audience that they've built and they put work into building. They could send out an email and say, hey, we've decided to move over to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, we're going to Instagram, whatever, or hey, we're just going to communicate with you via email and send you weekly newsletters and updates with some content and things that you can read through or whatever, right? Whatever the case is. But they would have had a backup plan. The last like month or two that this has been getting like more and more real, I'm just watching people on TikTok panic. And guess what, y'all? This is real crazy. I noticed that last week, I mean, it's probably been about 2 weeks. So for about the last 2 weeks, the links in the TikTok bios to the other platforms don't work. So they shut that feature off. So the feature where you can click a link in somebody's bio on TikTok and follow them on Instagram, the YouTube one still works, but the Instagram one and the Facebook one does not work on anybody's profile. So not only are they getting shut down in 48 hours, they disabled the feature that would allow you, or one of the main features that would allow you to move your audience from their platform over to another platform. So for all the people that are on there that do not have an email list, like they're in panic mode right now. Okay. So you need an email list. It is your backup, it is your safeguard for if all the platforms decide to do whatever, or it wasn't even the platform, it was the government. Okay. The thing with Instagram and Facebook, they break down. Like at least a few times a year, Instagram breaks down. And you don't want Instagram to break down in the middle of you having a launch or in the middle of you doing a live stream series or whatever it may be. You don't want that to influence your money and your ability to book clients. So you have to have an email list as your backup. It is a non negotiable. And you should have an email list from the beginning. I get this question a lot. Like, when do I start an email list? Now, yesterday. There's nobody on it. Okay, there's not going to be anybody on it until somebody gets on it. Like, so be okay with starting from scratch. It gets easier. People will join your email list. I'm going to give you some tips today that's going to help you get people to join your email list. Okay. But I had to say that piece because like this, honestly, this topic, there was not a lot of people who signed up for this topic. And in my head, I'm just like, oh my goodness, they're missing it. I'm going to have to do some more education on the email list because it's so, so, so important. Okay. Also, you guys already know when you post to platforms, social media platforms, everybody who's following you doesn't see your content. Everybody on your email list, when you send an email, they all see it. Okay. it goes to their inbox. It's 100% delivered. Some of it may go to spam, which there are ways that you can avoid that, but uh, at least you know it's delivered. You post something on Instagram, less than 10% of your audience sees it. It's really like way lower than that. Okay. 10% is good. I've been getting 10% views blah, 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 over the last like 4 to 5 weeks. And I'm like, wow, this is great. Like, yeah, 10% is high. So, with an email list though, I can actually see, oh, 95% was delivered. Oh, 40% of it was open. So to go from struggling on Instagram and Facebook, trying to get 10% of your audience to see your content, then looking at email and saying, oh, 40% is going to see it, So it makes a really big difference. So you got to have an email list. But on to the next, okay? You need these 4 pieces to grow your list. Number one, you need a lead magnet that is irresistible to your ideal client. A lead magnet is a piece of usable information that you give away for free in exchange for someone's name, email, and phone number if you want their phone number, okay? I'm saying email list throughout this whole class, but this applies to text message marketing too. Applies to text message lists if you want to grow your text list. All the things we're going to talk about. But you need a lead magnet that's irresistible. Your lead magnet needs to be something that is quick, something that is easily digestible, and something that can help your ideal client get a result fairly quickly, like less than a week. Okay. It needs to be something that's easily digestible. No long ebooks, no 21-day journals, no take a deep dive into the last 10 years of your life or plan the next 12 months of your marketing calendar. Like that stuff is way too long, okay? People who need a coach are not going to be able to do something that's very long by themselves. Because if they could do it, then they wouldn't need a coach. So you don't want to lose people. You want to give people a quick win because it's very important from the very beginning that you help your clients build confidence to do the things that they are struggling to do. And so that's why we give lead magnets that are small wins. Okay. So lead magnet that's irresistible to your client. The second thing you need is an automated keyword to move traffic from your social media to your system. Okay, when I say system, I just mean to your email list. Okay, automated keyword. The days of link in bio, like dropping in the caption, link in bio, link is in my bio, go click the link in my bio. Like people get lost and distracted. Like going from your live stream or watching your video to then going to your profile, then clicking the link in your bio, then having to find the right link and put in their information, they get lost. That's 4 steps right there. They see your video, they watch it to the end and or read the caption. They go to your profile, then they click the link in your bio, then they have to find the right button and they get to the landing page to put their information. That's 5 steps. The least amount of steps, the easier it is. So we use automated keywords. Automated keywords is drop the word chat in the caption and I'll send you the link to my lead magnet. Okay. So they don't have to leave the video. They just type it in the chat. They type chat in the chat and the link automatically sends to the right link, sends directly to their inbox. So it's 3 steps. It goes from 5 steps to 3 steps. So they go from dropping a comment, checking their inbox, getting to the landing page. Okay. It's quicker. It's quicker. And you run less of a risk of people wanting to do it and then getting distracted in the middle of it. Because sometimes, or not sometimes, a lot of us have too many links in our bio. You should not have more than 4 links in your bio. I'm going to put that in the chat. Okay. No more than 4. I'm sorry, less than 5. No more than, yeah, less than 5 links. Okay. No more than that. Because people will be totally distracted, especially if it's like a link to your lead magnet and then a link to like your YouTube, then a link to like a blog post and a product. Like it's too much for them to try to figure out when they don't know what's going on and they already have a short attention span because they're coming from the Instagram platform. So the attention span is already short because they're in a different frame of mind. So you need an automated keyword. The other reason why you need automated keywords, other than like actually increasing the conversion rate on your landing page, is automated keywords will also be trackers. Okay. So an automated keyword system is going to give you any system that runs an automated keyword. So like ManyChat, if you guys have heard of that, I'm going to type it in the chat. ManyChat does it. The system I'm going to show you today does it. It's called Coach Girl Solutions. Those are the two that I've used before that I would say are dependable. It gives you a number. So it'll tell you like, oh, 50 people DM'd you the keyword this month. And you may not have 50 new people on your email list. Let's say you only have 20 new people on your email list. Then you're like, wait a second, what happened to the other 30 people? Oh, they got lost. So now you have a list of people that you can actually go follow up with and say, hey, you DM me, but I see that you didn't get a chance to download the lead magnet. Here's the link again so you can go grab it. So it makes it easier for you to really nurture relationships and to catch people who fall in between the cracks. Because if somebody is trying to get assistance and they fall in between the cracks, they'll just fall in between the cracks and they'll go work with somebody else that had a follow-up system in place. I've booked a lot of clients simply from following up, like simply from checking in with people and saying, hey, I saw you tried to download this, or hey, I saw you downloaded this. How'd you like it? Like just opening up the door for conversation. So automated keywords allow you to get more traffic to your landing page. So you get more downloads, you get a higher conversion rate, and you have a better list of potential clients to follow up with. Okay, automated keywords. The third piece you need to grow your email list is a landing page with a form. And I'm actually going to show you how you can build a landing page with a form today, but you need that to collect information. So a landing page is just a one-page website with a form on it. A landing page is has no header and no footer, okay? So that's the difference between a landing page and a website, because people ask that a lot, right? A website, you'll see it has like the menu at the top where it's like home, about us, shop, contact, book me, like all that other kind of stuff. And then at the bottom of a website, you know, there's normally like the footer that's like the copyright information. It may be some of the same menu links and maybe like a subscribe to our newsletter form or something like that. Okay. That's your website. But to grow your email list, you only need a landing page with a form, and you should only be using a landing page with a form if your goal is to grow your email list, because without the header menu and the footer menu, you're going to see a higher conversion rate because there's less distractions. You don't want somebody to go to download your free lead magnet and they see a picture of you and some things that you're selling and a video, and then they start watching all that other stuff and they never actually make it to the download. Okay, they can watch all that other stuff after they download, but they need to download first. And so that's why you want to send them to just a landing page with a form. If you dropped in the chat that you don't have an email list yet, don't worry about going to build a whole website and all that other kind of stuff. Just a landing page with a form, okay? Landing page with a form. Number 4, the fourth piece you need to grow your email list is automated lead magnet delivery with text confirmation. Now, this is something that ManyChat cannot do, and this is something that all the other systems that I used to use cannot do, and that's how I ended up on the system I'm on right now, because I needed something that integrated email and text. Because while email has a 40% open rate, which is 4 times better than social media's 10%, text message right now has a 96% open rate. So I want the best open rate. I want to use the format of communication that is going to get me right into the pockets and hands of my ideal client. If someone says they want to hear from me, I want a 96% chance that they're going to hear from me. Okay? Not 40%. That's the open rate. And not 10%. That's Instagram, Facebook, and whatever, all the other platforms. TikTok's a little bit higher, but yeah, you want to make sure you have automated lead magnet delivery with a text confirmation. So what does that mean? Normally with the average email system, your automated lead magnet delivery is going to be, they put in their name, they go to a landing page, people put in their name and email, and then they get a email that says, hey, your ebook is here. Hey, your free cheat sheet is here, or whatever. And they open that email and they download it. That's automated lead magnet delivery. But with text confirmation, what happens is when they submit that form, they get an immediate text that says, hey, I just sent you over an email with your free ebook or your free cheat sheet inside. Go check your email, check your spam. Let me know if you got it. Okay. So that increases the likelihood that they're going to go open that email, and adding that in part, let me know if you got it. That opens up the door for you to have a conversation with them about what made them download your lead magnet. And that's where the best information is. Like when you have a lead magnet and people are downloading it or someone downloads it and you get to ask them, hey, what made you want to download this lead magnet? And they actually respond, like that information is gold. Okay. It's going to tell you exactly what to post on social media, like your messaging, and it's probably going to lead to a potential client if they respond. Okay. So you need that text confirmation piece. You need that if you want to make sure. The other thing is, too, like I talked about 5 minutes ago when I said, that um, email open rate is 40%, which is really good. But sometimes your emails will go to spam. If your email is coming from like a website domain, a lot of times it will, not a lot of times, it really just depends on a few different factors, but it'll go to spam the first few times until the email system says, oh, email is coming from a verified sender, meaning that this is a reputable business. They have a website or landing page online, like they're a real business, and the user is opening up the emails. So the faster someone opens up your email after you send it to them, the more likely your emails are to go to their direct inbox. So with the text confirmation, that means the person's going to go look for the email. They're going to open it, and that says to Google or Yahoo or wherever that person has their email set up at, that you sent them an email and they opened it and downloaded what you sent, so they know you. And that moves you from the spam and promotions tab into the regular email tab because the system thinks that y'all know each other. Does that make sense, y'all? Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that's kind of where the text message confirmation comes in. The couple of other things you can do to make sure that your emails don't end up in spam. You can add to your landing page, hey, make sure you check your spam. Add our support email to your contact list. Make sure you favorite this email so you can come back and find it later, because all of those actions that they would be doing, adding you to their contact list, opening up the email, grabbing your email out of spam, and favoriting, even if they just star the email and don't add you to their contact list, like all of those things indicate to the email server that you guys know each other. And the more of those you get, not only does it move it for each individual person from spam to the regular email tab, it also looks at it overall. So if you have 50 people join your list and 40 of them do one of those things, then it says, oh, everybody who she sends an email to obviously knows her. So it'll just start sending everybody, even if they didn't do it, over into their main folder. Okay. So you can put that on your actual landing page. You can put it on the thank you page. And then, of course, the text message confirmation. Okay. Patrick says, but what if you don't have a text message option? You either need to get a system with a text message option, or you need to add a system. Like you have to go get just a text message system, which you can get a text message system by itself. And we'll talk about that at the end, because I'm going to show you what I recommend that has a text message included. But then if you already have something, then at the end of this class, you can tell me what you have, and I can tell you what would pair with what you have. Okay. So now that we know, okay, these are the pieces I need in order to grow my email list. And the way that I grow my email list is getting on social media, advertising my lead magnet, sharing that keyword to get people to my landing page that's going to have a higher conversion rate. Okay. Now we need to talk about making money from email marketing, because there are 3 different segments to how you get people onto your list, and then how you turn those people on your list into paying clients. Okay. So the first one is attracting your audience. You've got to spend time in planning your strategy on how you are going to attract your audience on social media. Is it live streaming? Is it reels? Is it hosting a series? It's probably the stuff that you're already doing. Because if you're already posting and you're getting likes and you're getting views, because you can go look at your analytics and say, oh, this, if on Instagram it tells you straight on Instagram, you can go straight to your profile and it tells you straight up on the professional dashboard how many people have looked at your page. Okay. So the amount of people who have viewed your profile in the past 30 days or whatever, those are all people that could have potentially joined your email list. Okay. So whatever you're doing right now might already be working, attracting your audience. You can't say that that your audience is not your audience if you're not actually promoting your lead magnet, because I hear that a lot. People are like, I got an audience, but I don't think it's the audience that I need. I don't think my audience is paying customers. Well, how much are you promoting your lead magnet? Because they're just sitting there waiting for you to offer them something for free and then offer them a paid solution if the free thing is good. Like they're looking for the appetizer so that they can go buy the dinner. But you have to sell them the appetizer. Even though it's free, you still have to sell it and talk about it like it's amazing because it should be. Okay. So attracting your audience is the first part. The second part is growing your list. So making sure that you're moving your audience from the platform, from social media to your own list. And then the last piece is offering a solution. Okay. So this is the pathway to get people from I saw your reel one day or I saw your video, your live stream to I want to be your client. Where do I pay? Okay. That last piece is offering a solution. You have to be selling to your list. Okay. You don't have to sell every single day, but you do need to sell to your list. And you need to make sure that you're able to identify who's ready to buy and who's not ready to buy. Okay. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second. Are y'all with me? Just drop a yes in the chat if you're with me. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so turning subscribers into clients happens when people have these 4 red flags. These are the red flags. This is how I know it's time to sell. Okay, they have a pressing problem. You have a solution to that pressing problem. They know you have a solution to that pressing problem and you are at the top of their mind. So these 4 things have to be happening all at one time in order for you to have someone say, I'm ready to pay you and to actually pay you. Like someone who's serious, like not even someone who's serious, because everybody is buying something at all times, every single day, whether it's gas, a chocolate bar, paying a bill, flour, like whatever. Okay. Lunch, everyone's buying something every single day, but they're buying something when these 4 things are happening at one time. They have a problem, someone has a solution to that problem, they know that person has a solution, and they're thinking about it. That's what top of mind means. They're thinking about it. Okay. From the most basic things to the most serious things. I'm hungry. That's a problem. There's a restaurant down the street. Okay. There's a solution to that problem. Oh, that restaurant takes Apple Pay or they take cash. I've got cash. They know that that's a solution to their problem. And oh, I can go down the street because it's lunchtime. Like all those things are happening at one time. In a more serious sense, it may be something like I'm thinking about divorce today because I saw Oprah post about divorce rates being on the rise for women over 50. It was so random, but they have a problem, right? There are a lot of women over 50 that are getting divorced. The solution to that problem is them finding a coach or a therapist, depending on where they are in their life, to help guide them through that divorce. But they have to know that there's a solution to their problem. There's a lot of people that are over 50 that get divorced and have no idea that a life coach can help them process that, or have no idea that therapy can help them process a divorce, right? So they have to know that solution is there. But now that they know that solution is there because Oprah is posting about it and they're thinking about it, now they can go out and find a coach and pay that person, right? If that problem is pressing enough, they're going to pay someone to help them with it. Okay, makes sense? So that those things happening all at one time is what creates a buyer, those 4 things. What you can do as a coach to create the environment that attracts people who are experiencing all 4 of these things is to talk about the problem, which is why people say, talk about the pain points, talk about the pain points. Because if you talk about it, you'll attract people that have that pain. So talking about it, but also at the same time, letting people know that there is a solution to their problem, then letting them know that you have a solution to their problem and consistently showing up so that they remember that life could be easier than what it is right now. Okay. So that's the perfect storm, as we will call it. Okay. So email is kind of how you can move people from one side of that spectrum to the other. So let's say if you say, Coach, that's a lot of stuff to be doing on social media. Like to be trying to do all four of those things at one time is a lot. Right. So we normally only do one. We just do the problem part, like having a pressing problem, helping people become self aware and problem aware. This is what happens on social media. These two, self aware and problem aware. Self aware, you want to make sure that people know themselves. Okay. Hey, here are 3 red flags that you need a coach for your divorce. That's helping someone become self aware. Hey, here are 2 ways that not 2 ways, I'm sorry. Here are 2 signals that you're not great at communication. That's helping someone become self-aware. Okay. Here are 3 signs you need to leave your job. Self-aware. Okay. And then problem aware also happens on social media. Okay. Here's the problem. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the problem with being overly aggressive at work. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the problem with trying to process your divorce by yourself. Here's the problem with this parenting style or that parenting style. And you don't necessarily want to say, here's the problem with, but that's what you're doing behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, you're planning and saying, how do I make sure that these people know that this is a problem that can be solved and it's not just a way of life? Because that's what people think. They think that a lot of what they're dealing with is normal. They are desensitized. Y'all know what kind of society we live in. They're desensitized and they think that this is just the way life is and I just have to live with it. That's what we call limiting beliefs. Okay. That's what we call limiting beliefs. So, helping someone become problem aware is when you're helping someone start to uncover, oh my goodness, this is a limiting belief. Life doesn't have to be this way. It just is this way right now. My divorce doesn't have to be this way. My relationship with my kids doesn't have to be this way. My work environment doesn't have to be this toxic. My love life doesn't have to be this, much of in an uproar. Doesn't have to be like that. And so that's when you're helping them become problem aware. So self-aware and problem aware is what we do on social media. Solution aware, which is where you're moving them to next, is when you offer them the lead magnet. Now, what you're not going to do is say, hey, you can get over your divorce in 30 days with this lead magnet. That's way too long and that is way too big of a promise. Okay, we know that that's not realistic. But if you say something like, here are the first 3 things I recommend you do after a divorce if you're over the age of 50. Download my free lead magnet. The 3 things are in there. That gives them a starting point. And that's what your lead magnet is for. It's to help them become more aware that there are solutions to their problem. You don't want to jump straight into, I can be your coach, I can be your coach, I can be your coach, because that makes it seem like you're only wanting to help them because it's helping you. But what you really want them to know is no matter whether it's me or somebody else, life could be better. And that's what's most important. Okay. So that's where you want to focus on solution aware with your lead magnet. You don't want to come on too hot. Okay. So you need to mix when you're on your social media and you're thinking, okay, I need to grow my email list. You need to mix in some posts that are a little hot. Like you do want people to know that you are a coach and you do have coaching services and coaching packages available and you're accepting clients, but you don't want it to be coming on too strong, like marry me, and they just met you yesterday. Okay. So if you focus more on the lead magnet, it comes off more as who you really are as a coach, which is I want to help people. Like most coaches really just want to help people. The money is a great, it's a great uh, byproduct of helping people. It's a great byproduct of doing what it is that you're called to do. But you really get fulfillment out of doing what you're called to do. And then the money is like the icing on top. And so the way that you communicate that is offering that free lead magnet that's solution aware. Okay. It also gives people an opportunity to see how committed they are. Because a lot of times people think they're ready for something and then they don't know if they're really ready for it until they do a little bit of the work or they start doing a little bit of the work. And so offering them the lead magnet that helps them become solution aware, it gives them the insight that they need for themselves as well, right? To see, like, am I really ready to do this inner work? Because that's really what coaching really makes you do, inner work. Okay. So you want to offer them that. So that's solution aware. Then once they're on your email list, you do these last 2 points. Okay. These last 2 stages. You're solution aware. So you let them become aware that you have a solution, that your coaching can help them in these specific ways, whatever those ways are, right? Here's how, and that would literally just be, and I'm gonna type it in the chat. Here's how my coaching can help you. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, right? That's when you start having those types of conversations. Here's some reviews from past clients. Here's a video review. Here's what me and my previous client were able to accomplish in 6 weeks. Or things that are like, I designed this new program and this is what I had in mind. Sharing your personal story can help them become your solution aware. Okay, that happens in your email list. And then last but not least, the trigger event or turning point. When you are sending out your emails, and I'm going to give you my recommendation for how many emails I feel like you should send out a week. But when you are sending out your emails, you have to make sure that you're mentioning a trigger event or turning point. Okay. A trigger event or turning point is a point at which someone needs to make a decision, or else their problem is going to start to affect their everyday life if it isn't already. So, for example, if I'm trying to lose weight, and I see someone on social media, I'm self-aware. I see someone on social media saying, here is the BMI chart. And I'm like, dang, I'm really overweight. Wow. And then I become problem aware because then they're like, if you stay overweight, and I see them talking about content, if you stay overweight into your 40s and 50s, you're more likely to be injured. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is really a problem. And then they say, click the link in my bio to download my list of 10 foods you should stay away from if you're trying to lose weight. That means I'm now solution aware if I go download that. Then I get on their email list. And then they start sending me like emails that talk about all the ways that a coach can help you, about accountability and the big difference it makes. And then they send me an email that says, if you want to lose weight by spring break, you need to start by this date. If you want to lose weight by the summertime, your first day of summer, you need to start by this date. That's a trigger event or a turning point. It tells me when I should get started. Okay. So you have to identify what is a common trigger event or a common turning point for your ideal client. For someone that, and it may not be date based, right? The one I just gave y'all was date based, but sometimes it's just life based. So, for example, for someone who's experiencing divorce over 50, their trigger event may be, you know, how many nights are you going to sit around lonely after your divorce? 5, 10, right? So that makes them in their head go, "Oh my gosh, has it already been 5 nights? Have I done this for 10 nights? Have I spent 10 nights in the last 6 months crying?" You know? So it gives them a point of reference for how serious their problem is. So you need a point of reference. You may have to sit back and kinda think about this, right? You may have to think about this. But once you figure out what it is or what it could be, because there's really no right or wrong answer. But once you figure out what would be a trigger event or a turning point for your ideal client, then you could really use that to find people who ooh, not only have the money, but people who are motivated to get results. And that makes a difference because I've done sales where I sold people and they said they were willing to do the work, but then they paid and didn't show up to the coaching sessions, or they ghosted, they never responded. They didn't do the work, okay? That's no fun. like I said, we're coaches. We're in it not just for the money, but also for the transformation. Like we really want to see people change their lives, and that's not going to happen if they don't actually show up. And so by having that trigger event or that turning point, it helps them kind of show up. It may also too help you if you identify your own trigger event or your own turning point. So in your story, in the story of how you overcame whatever it is that you coach people through, in your personal story of how you overcame, the trials and tribulations of what you coach people through, you had a trigger event or a turning point in the past. So, for example, I've lost 50 pounds twice now. I'm on my third go round of this model. It's gonna be my last time losing 50 pounds. Okay, I had two kids. But I remember my trigger event the first time was I went to the store. I hadn't gone on the scale in a long time. And I went to the store in the scale aisle because I was thinking about buying a scale. And I took the scale out in Walmart in the middle of the aisle and I stood on the scale and I was gobsmacked. I was like, when did I gain this much weight? Like, I was shocked. Okay. And I picked up that scale and I took it home and I lost 50 pounds. So that was my trigger event. So if I took from the first time I lost 50 pounds. So if I took that trigger event and I sent it as an email, I would tell that story and I would say, when is the last time you got on the scale and how did you feel? If you don't want to feel like that anymore, it's time to take action. Okay. So that's how you can kind of take it. You can take your own, but all of us have had one. In the when I did services, when I first started out full time in business, I wasn't a coach. I was a virtual assistant, and my specialty was copywriting. And in copywriting, we have a formula called um, Epiphany. I'm typing it in the chat so you guys can use it. It's called Epiphany Bridge Story, and it's a formula that helps you tell your story in a way that starts from the trigger point. So the epiphany would be your trigger point, your turning point. So if you just type up your story, like type up your personal story in a Google document, copy and paste it into Chat GPT and say, Chat GPT, what's my trigger event or turning point in this story? You can also ask it, hey, rewrite this in Epiphany Bridge story format, and it will rewrite it for you in a way that was going to help you get clients. Because in copywriting, we use very specific formulas of communication to get people to um, identify with you, relate to you, and to make a purchase. Sorry, y'all, my laptop came un unplugged. All right, so y'all with me? Did y'all take a screenshot of this slide? Take a screenshot. Awesome, awesome. All right, so self-aware, problem-aware, solution-aware, your solution-aware, trigger event, turning point, okay? So turning subscribers into buyers is what we call conversion. So if you hear me say conversion, that's what I mean. It's not dependent on these things. And I have to say this because I don't want you to think, man, it's going to be a long time before I get a paying client for my email list. No, they could join today and pay you tonight. They could join today and pay you tomorrow. Okay. So how it's not dependent on how long they've been on your list. So it's not based off of time. It's not based off of where they know you from. Some random person can see you on Instagram, download your free lead magnet, and become a paying client in a matter of days. And it's not dependent on how many emails a week you send out. So don't feel like you have to send out an email every single week. You are not Fashion Nova and Walmart. And who else sends a ton of emails? Michaels. Michael sends so many emails. I'm like, nobody in their right mind is doing this many crafts a day for you to be sending me this many emails. So don't feel like you have to send out an email every single day. Okay. Although some companies do. And it's also not dependent on how fancy your emails look. Okay. So while we do get a lot of emails as consumers from places that we shop that look really nice, the best emails actually are emails that look like they came from somebody you know. They've done a lot of research and discovered that those plain emails, like the one you got from us today to invite you to this class, Those plain text emails with no fancy graphics tend to get a better result. Oh, I thought I heard one of my kids get up. They're supposed to be sleeping. But those plain text emails tend to get a better result because they look like they came from a friend. So when someone opens that email and they read it, they're reading it with their guard down and the mindset that it came from a friend. And that's kind of how you want people to read your emails, especially as a coach, because you want people to trust you. And people need to be able to trust you and be vulnerable with you in order to really experience the fullness of your coaching, right? Because they have to be able to tell you things that they don't necessarily tell other people, and they have to be able to be their honest and true selves. And so you do want your emails to feel like they're coming from a friend. So they don't have to be fancy. If you want them to be fancy, you can. If you want to put your logo on the bottom, you can. 100%. I like to do just an email signature at the bottom that does have a picture of me, just so people can like see my face and know that it's me. But they don't have to be super fancy. Okay. Email is a psychology and numbers game. It's literally just about this. Like it's about this. This is the most important thing. This right here. This is the part that people misunderstand. They think I can get 100,000 followers on Instagram and then everybody will buy, or I can get 100,000 followers on Instagram and 10,000 people will see it and 1,000 of them will buy. Like, no, this has to be happening. Okay. Buying and sales is psychology and it's also numbers. Numbers. Okay. So for every 100 people that are on your email list, 3 to 5 of those people are going to be buyers, meaning that if you send a sales email, they're going to go buy something. Okay. If you have consistently communicated with them, which means emailing them at least once a week, 3 to 5. It's numbers. If you got 100 people, expect anywhere from 3 to 5 of them. If you got 200 people, that number is going to be anywhere from 6 to 10. So when you're thinking about how much money you want to make from your email list and you're thinking about your revenue goals for this quarter, make sure that you're doing the math. Hey, if I want to have $10,000, well, $10,000 is a lot. If I want to have $1,000 passive income from such and such digital product that I make, and the digital product is 20 bucks, that means I need to have 50 buyers on my email list. So my email list needs to be, what would that be? 55 out of 100. 50 is 5% of 5,000. That's not right. 50 is, no, yes, that is right. 50 is 5% of 5,000. You know what? It would be lower than that. Not 3 to 5. The higher your email list gets, the higher that conversion is going to get. So let me put this in the chat. Because if it's 100 subscribers, you're looking at 3 to 5 buyers. But once you get over, I would say once you get over 1,000, you're looking at more closer to like 10% of them being buyers. Okay. 10%. Because if you got 5,000 on your email list, 50 of them are going to buy, like just out the gate. If you send an email and say, oh, I have this $20 ebook, 50 of them are going to buy. You can make $1,000 in 30 minutes. Like it's easy. Okay. So it's more closer to 10% once you get over 1,000. But it's definitely a numbers game. And it's definitely about sending them an email at least once a week so that you're staying on top of mind and that they're familiar with who you are, what you do, and what you offer. Okay. And that's for a low digital product. But you may have something like a coaching program, which all of you should have a coaching program that may be $1,000. And so 100 subscribers may be 3 to 5 discovery calls, and you may close all 3 of those or all 5 of those. And that may be $3,000 or $5,000 from a small list. I've known a lot of people who have a small list. We consider a small list to be less than 500 subscribers. I've known quite a few people that have a list of less than 500 subscribers that have made thousands of dollars from their email list. Okay. From coaching programs, like doing discovery calls and then selling their coaching program, and then doing like small digital products on like holidays and stuff like that, just for, extra income, passive income. So email is really good for building your passive income too. So once someone joins your list, they're interested in buying at some point in time. Period. Like otherwise they wouldn't have downloaded your free thing, because everyone knows at this point, everybody knows. if I download something for free or if I join somebody's email newsletter, at some point they're going to try to sell me something. We all know that. Like, because there's so many businesses that have it, like the grocery stores have it now. Join our loyalty program where they send you a sales thing every week, like a sales flyer every week. So as humans now, like we're so indoctrinated into being sold to that we expect people to sell to us. And so if somebody was not interested in buying from you at all, they would never even join, or they would join and they would unsubscribe the same day, which sometimes does happen, but it's totally fine. Because if you're not a buyer, I need you to get off my list. Because you're going to be looking at these numbers like I'm looking for 10% of these people to be buyers. So if I got 50 people on here that are not really my ideal client, then I need them to unsubscribe so the numbers can be accurate, right? So this is what makes email marketing more powerful than social media and why you need it. Because you can't say the same thing about these numbers for social media. Social media, it's up in the air. It is literally up in there, okay? So if you want to get results fast, you got to do these things. These are things you should do before, I would say before the end of the week. Number one, fill out the Leads to Profit Buyer's Journey worksheet. I have a worksheet that I'm going to send you after this class. It is a worksheet that has this detailed out on it, this process right here. And I need you to sit down and actually look at this process and fill it out. Okay. I'm not playing. Okay. We're not playing tonight. This is a money class. I want y'all to go take this and make some money. Okay. And leave us some great reviews. But I'm going to send you that worksheet. And then you need to set up the 3 system elements that we talked about. It says 4 right there, but it's 3. So the lead magnet, the keyword, the automated delivery, and text message. Okay. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't get distracted because you can easily be like, oh, well, let me add this page and let me do this. And I can't launch this until I go do a photo shoot. And I need to have this ebook professionally designed because I did it in Canva and it doesn't look good. Do not get distracted. Okay. I promise you, your ideal client who is drowning in their divorce, overweight, unhappy in their relationship, going to a toxic work environment every day, whatever their issue is, right? They are not worried about how cute your lead magnet is. That is the least of their worries. They're trying to figure out, is your lead magnet going to help them or not? Is this going to help me get out of this toxic work situation? Is this going to help me find romantic love? Is this going to help me get over my divorce? Is this going to help me have a better relationship with my kids and whatever, right? That's what they're looking for. They don't care if it's cute. And most of the general population is not good at graphic design. So whatever you come up with is going to be better with what they came up with. And they know that. Okay. They know that. The third thing you need to do to get results fast is get your lead magnet in front of as many people as possible. Do not be shy. Get on social media. I know I talk real bad about social media this whole time, but it's not bad. You just have to use it for what it's created for. It is created to get people's attention and hold their attention for 10 seconds, and that's it. So if that's what it's made for, then let's milk the cow. Get their attention for 10 seconds, talk about your lead magnet, and get them on your email list, okay? Use it for exactly what it is created for. Don't expect any more out of it than a 10-second attention span, or else you're going to be frustrated. Ask me how I know, okay? So get your lead magnet in front of as many people as possible. Collaborations are really good for that. Getting on podcasts, going out to events, printing out flyers with your QR code or website on it, and flyering cars in your area at shopping centers, like whatever it takes. Okay. And then, last but not least, send 1 to 2 emails a week to strategically and intentionally move people through your buyer's journey. Okay. This is your buyer's journey. Strategically, you need to be moving people through there. If you got people on your email list and you're not sure if they're self aware or problem aware, you can send them emails to help move them through. Just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, this is what I do. Give me some ideas, or this is what I do. This is who I help. Give me some ideas for emails I can write that makes them more self-aware, more problem aware, more solution aware, more your solution aware, and it will give you some ideas. Okay, so just make sure you're sending out 1 to 2 a week. No more than that is really necessary, but definitely no less than 1. Okay, we got to hear from you at least once a week, or else they're going to forget that they got on your email list. Y'all with me? Say yes in the chat. Now I want to show y'all something. Okay, I want to show y'all something. Great, great, great. And start thinking about your questions because we're going to do some questions here. But I want to show you just very quickly the system that I use. So the system I'm using right now and will be using for the rest of forever is called Coach Growth Solutions. It is an all-in-one system, which means that everything is all in one place. I'm going to share my screen and show it to you. And I use it for a couple of different reasons. One, because everything is all in one place. That's one of the reasons why I use it. And when I say everything, I mean everything. You can see my screen right now. I'm going to go over to my dashboard here. This is the demo account. So there's fake numbers and fake charts in here right now. But my conversations, all of my client conversation, email, text message, back and forth with my clients is in here. My calendar is in here. Contacts is stored in here. My CRM, so how I'm managing my customer relationships. Where are people in the buyer's journey? That's in here as well. That's actually what you're seeing right here on the dashboard. Opportunity, that's people who are self-aware and problem-aware, but they haven't bought anything yet. Okay, if it says one, that means they bought it. If it says open, that means they haven't bought. But that opportunity is problem-aware, solution-aware. And then opportunity value, that's how much money I could stand to make. That's how much money is sitting in my buyer's journey. And the conversion rate is the number of the conversion rate that we talked about, right? So the number of people that said yes and bought and how much money that is. Okay, so I can see all that in here. My email marketing, text message marketing, automation, websites, memberships, communities, courses, like literally everything. My media storage, I don't use Google Drive anymore. It's all in here. So I use it because it's all in one. I also use it because it's one bill, $99 a month. I mean, $97 a month. That's it. Okay. If you start to stack on other systems, like stacking, let's say if you have an email system like ConvertKit, and then you have to go get a text message system like Simple Texting, and then you got to get your website that could be on Wix, then you got to get your calendar that can be on Acuity. Like those numbers add up, and you start having a lot of different little bills that hit at different times of the month, and it gets a little chaotic. So it's really nice to have just one $97 a month bill. And then you just pay for your text message usage. And that's with every platform. Every platform you're going to pay for text message, you're going to pay your monthly bill, and then you have, you know, extra on top of it. But text message, the monthly is still only $97 in here for everything. But then the text messages are like 2 cents a message or something like that. Something super cheap. Okay. So this is the system. What I want to show you is how easy it is to build a landing page and a form in here. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do on the left-hand side is we're going to click sites. And you can see I got everything: funnels, websites, stores, webinars, analytics, quizzes. Like literally you don't need anything else other than this one thing. So I'm going to go over to where it says forms, and I'm going to click builder. And I've got some test forms in here because I teach a lot of classes. And I'm going to click add form up here in the top right-hand corner. And I'm just going to click start from scratch. There's templates if you want to do templates, but I'm just going to click start from scratch because from scratch, it gives me everything that I need. I don't have to add anything. It's not really from scratch, but I don't have to add anything specific. Okay. So it's building my form for me right now. It's going to automatically give me first name, last name, phone number, email. That's all I need for the form. Okay. Sometimes I like to take out the last name to just get rid of a field. You see how I just clicked on that and I literally just the X and it went away. So just to make it less wordy, I like to take out the last name, but you can leave it in if you want to. And I'm going to click up here where it says form 29. And I'm just going to name this test landing page form. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. Boom, we're done. That's it. That's the form. Nothing else to do. Okay. If you want to change like the color of the button, you can click on the button and boom, there's the color pops up and you can click the color wheel and change it. But that's literally it. That's all you have to do. Okay. So we've got our form good to go. And it's literally as easy as it looks like. Okay. And then I'm going to go over to where it says funnels. Now, your lead magnet is eventually going to be a funnel. I'm not going to go into that because I teach classes on that. Y'all can stay on the email list and you'll see them. But your lead magnet will eventually lead to a funnel, meaning that you're going to have other pages. But for right now, you only need one. So I'm going to show you the one page that you need to get started. So I'm going to click new funnel in the top right hand corner. And where it says blank, I'm going to go blank. Now, before I go blank, I want to show you these other two options. So we have funnel AI. So there is AI built into this. So you can click the funnel AI and select like your industry, and it will build a funnel for you. And all you have to do is go in and edit. It'll literally build all the pages, the registration page, the sign up page, the thank you page, all that good stuff. You could also start from a template if you want to. Let's start from the template. I start from blank, but that's because I built a lot of landing pages. But I would recommend that you start from a template for this, because it's going to be easier for you to get this project done and get this lead magnet out there and ready to promote. So we're going to click continue. And it's going to show us a ton of different options. Now on the left-hand side, it's giving us just different categories that you can look through. You can really use like any of these for anything, but if you have a specific business type and you kind of want to use like the images from that business type, you can. But I normally just look for one that is simple, straight to the point. Remember, I told y'all that you don't want a header and a footer. So just something that's like simple. I'm going to come over here on the left and click business coaching and consulting. Let's see. Let's go with this one. I like this one. And you can preview it if you want to. Yeah, I like this. This is pretty simple. So I'm going to hit continue. And it's setting up my template right now. All right, so there's my template. And this template that I picked is actually for a webinar, which is why it says webinar on it. But you'll see it just has the header. The only thing in the header is a link to save your seat, which is like the sign up link, okay? And then you've got your text, the sign up link, a couple of different things that are going to be covered in this webinar, registration countdown. You can put either a video here of yourself talking about the webinar or a picture, either or. Guests, if you're going to have guests, and boom. Okay, the footer has social media links. That's it. Okay, so it's simple. Now I'm going to make this even more simple. Okay, let's say that this is, because a webinar is an advanced strategy, so it's not something I recommend you start with for your lead magnet. So I'm going to scroll over. Anything you want to edit, you just click on it, and the options to edit pop up in the right-hand side. I'm just going to hit the trash can because we're getting rid of that. Getting rid of that. This section I don't need. This section I don't need. This section I don't need. Bam. Even more simple. Straight to the point. They can't get distracted. Okay. So if you want to edit in the text, you'll literally just click in the text. I click it. You see, I can just backspace and put in here my free 10-minute planning guide. Something quick. Remember? That's not what I want that to look like. Bam. Okay. I edited it. All that good stuff. Click in here. You can edit your 3 things, whatever your 3 things are that you're going to be teaching. You can edit that. Okay. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about the form we just made? So let's click on a button. And when I click on this button, it gives me button options on the right. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And right at the bottom, very last thing where it says button actions, you want to link to, and click in the drop down, open a pop-up. Okay. I'm going to click each button, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to link to open a pop-up. I'll click on this button, scroll all the way down, link to open a pop-up. I'm going to click save, make sure it's saved. And now we're going to put our form in the pop-up. Okay. So up here on the top, there is this pop-up looking window here, pop-up settings. And this is what our pop-up is, right? Now, right now, there's nothing there because it's new, but we're going to hit the plus button and we're going to add just a column here. And I'm going to type form in the search bar. This is a drag and drop system. So if you've ever built a website before, this like drag and drop like this, it's like the same exact vibe, okay? So if you built your website on like Squarespace, Wix, GoDaddy, Kajabi, Kartra, like it's the exact same thing, you just drag and drop, okay? So now that we drag and dropped our form, it's asking me to select our form. So I'm gonna select our form that we made. What was it? Test landing page form. There it is. Bam, there's our form. And we click save. And we're done, okay? I can't publish it because there's no domain connected. But this would be the link that we share on social media. This link right here, floating up here. And then anyone who downloads this, who puts their information in here, would automatically go over, the system will automatically take it and put it over here in the contact list. Okay. So I'm in there a few times just as testing. Okay. It would be automatically in the contact list. My favorite part about this, I mean, other than having everything all in one place, is being able to see the stats. So once people start going to the page, you can see all of the page views, the conversion rate shows up right here, the percentage. If those people went and bought anything, a better idea of the quality of leads that you're bringing as well if they're potential clients or customers. So that's how you use the system, okay, to do what we just talked about. Now, I have a special link for you. Normally, the system is, so I told y'all, $97 a month, month to month, which is super sweet compared to all of the other systems and their pricing. Because all of the other all-in-one systems like Kajabi, Kartra, yada yada, like those are way more expensive. Kajabi just $69 a month, but it's horrible. You don't get any support, no support. Can you imagine trying to build a landing page for your business and not having like no one to email if you have an issue or no one to call, no chat support, none of that? Yeah. So you don't get that. And then you also don't get to customize your features and there's no text message. So you can't make it look like your business colors. And you can't do the text features that we talked about, like making sure that you text people and say, hey, we saw you, got our email or got our download. We're checking in on you. Like you can't do any of that. So it kind of like dampens your business. But this system is really, 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 really useful and really awesome. I love it thus far. I'm like totally in love with it. So I wanted to share it with you all. And I have a special link that you can use. So with the system, there is a setup fee. Normally the setup fee is $297, but the coupon that I have for you guys tonight will give you 50% off the setup fee and 30 days free. So you'll only pay $148.50 as your setup fee. And then you'll have 30 days free that'll give you a jump start on like building your landing page, getting some downloads, and getting some clients. Like if you get some downloads, that gives you a list of people that you can like follow up with and reach out to and get some discovery calls booked. And that'll kind of help you start paying for not only the system itself, but probably some of the other business expenses or ideas that you have you want to do as well. So I'm going to drop this link in the chat as we go into Q&A. And that setup fee covers the higher level of support that you get. So it kicks off with 2 one-on-one onboarding calls. So you and one other person on Zoom, just like this, face-to-face, is with our tech team, but they help you like connect your social media because the system does auto posting to social media as well. So they help you connect your social media, your domain, your email. They give you a walk around of the different features. And so you're able to really get that assistance you need to get on the system and get started. So you're not trying to like figure everything out by yourself, especially when it comes to, getting things connected, especially with like domain and stuff like that, which tends to be a little more complicated. But having someone to talk to and get it connected with makes it a lot easier, a lot easier. Okay. So let's do questions. Let's do like 5 minutes of questions. Do we have any questions about anything, the system, the topic? Drop them in the chat. Questions. And I'm going to send y'all the link that I dropped in the chat. I'll send you that as well once we hop off because it doesn't expire until tomorrow night, but you can go ahead and get in. There is a tech call every Wednesday as well that you'll be able to join in a private Facebook group that we have just for our people that are on the system so that we can support you additional. Margaret, you can drop your questions in the chat. Julia said, I recently had someone unsubscribe. Is it unethical to email them anyway? Yes, it is. It's unethical and it could also get you blocked. Like it could block you from being able to communicate with other people who didn't unsubscribe. But I take unsubscribes as a good thing because that means that they have identified that they're not your ideal client. And that's great. They can go find the person that, is a fit for them and they don't have to be in your numbers. They don't have to be in your numbers. So it's I find it as a good thing if they unsubscribe. No question, but this was great training and clear insight on how to grow our list. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Oh, okay. So Margaret's asking if she has a bump in the road during setup, what are her options for support? I love this question. So we have a lot of support options. We have 24/7 chat support. There's 24/7 chat support on the system. So 365 days a year. So anytime you're working on your website or anything with setup or beyond setup and you just need assistance, there's always a live person. So that chat support's not it's not just a robot. There's also live people on the other side so you can talk to a real person. We also have the weekly tech call. So every Wednesday we have a technology call that's a group coaching call just for technology. So you can get on and ask your questions. You can get on and listen to other people's questions if you just want to listen in. And their calls are recorded. So you get access to the recordings as well if you want to rewatch them if you happen to be at work at that time because it's at 12 p.m. It's a lunchtime call. And then we also have the private Facebook group. So the private Facebook group is where we do, you get replays. So like anytime I teach a class, they get access to those replays. So they'll have access to this replay. Any questions you have that you just want to ask in there. If you're looking for an accountability partner, we do challenges in there, like website building challenges, landing page review, all that good stuff happens in the Facebook group. So there are a lot of different options for support. Cassandra said, I feel overwhelmed by the sequence of steps to get my email list. I'm just not sure where to start. Yeah, definitely taking it step by step. My eyes are like on their last leg. But taking it step by step, you know, thinking about first, what am I going to offer people as my lead magnet? And then getting into the technical side of things and just taking it piece by piece. We have a YouTube channel for Coach Growth Solutions. I'm sorry, Coach Growth Solutions has a YouTube channel as well where you can watch some tutorials. Sometimes it helps to just watch a tutorial where someone's building over and over again to kind of just get familiar with it. The tutorials are a lot shorter than this. This was like strategy and tutorial. The tutorials are normally less than 15 minutes. And so it may help to just watch those and kind of get familiar with the steps so that it doesn't feel as overwhelming once you've seen it a few times. Yeah. Felicia says, is this system only used for coaching or a coaching business? It's used for coaches, coaching businesses, and service-based business too. So if you provide service like a virtual assistant, website builder, graphic designer, you can use it as well as a coach if you're an individual coach and a practice. So like if you're saying coaching business, like a coaching practice, yes, because you can have more than one person on the system. Like I've worked with a coach before who had it was her on the system, and then she had a partner who was also a coach. And so kind of like how therapy practice works, you can have like a coaching practice on the system as well. Coach Mo, can this work for us with a fresh press juicing business, people who have a product, even though I will be incorporating as well? You can sell physical products on here, but I would keep the physical products wherever you have them, but I would do everything else on here. I would actually keep the physical products separate from the digital products in the case of perishables. So put your coaching, your courses, membership challenges, whatever you're doing to get people to buy those juices, I would put that on this system, the communication, all in this system, and then I would have the juices on their own. Mhm, mhm. For the lead magnet, do you recommend something digital as opposed to physical so we don't have to pay shipping? Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. It needs to be something digital because you want them to be able to, one, because of cost, but you want them to be able to instantly download. Because when someone says, I'm going to go download this, and when someone sees you on social media, they're at the height of their emotion. They're really feeling what you just said if they go click the link in your bio. And so you want to make sure you capture them when they're motivated and get them that quick win before they lose motivation. Mhm. It's almost like learning to ride a bike. Like you're so excited when you get the bike. You're like, I want to go outside right now, right now, right now. And then you go outside and you fall 50 times and it's like, but you stay out there until you get at least up in the air for 2 seconds. And then you're like, all right, I feel accomplished. I can go back inside. So that's kind of like how the lead magnet is. But if you had to like, if somebody was like, I got you a bike, but it's not going to be here until next week, you'd be like, what? Like, no, you would lose the motivation by that time. All right. Okay. That wraps us up for tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I am going to send you, remember, I'm going to send you that link. Make sure you get on the system and get those appointments scheduled. We're still at the beginning of the year, so you still have a lot of time to really make the most of a system and grow on it and learn it and give yourself some grace and be patient because it is technology. But you have a lot of support and we're here to be that for you. So I'll see y'all next class. Bye, y'all.